What is up, everyone? Dan the Cardman back again. Welcome to another video. Today we're talking through what appears to be a very shady auction that Probstein is running. And I say shady because it looks as though they have listed the same card twice, one raw, one in a slab, to try and maximize on the dollar figure they can get from this transaction. Now, there's a few questions I'll talk to in a second. I'll show you the cards first, and then we'll talk to these questions around maybe it's the consignor doing it, maybe Probstein isn't aware, but it's not a good look, and I'll show you why. Now, this was flagged to me by somebody on Twitter. They did a post. I commented on it, but for some reason I can't find the post now, even though I did comment on it, so I can't give the person attribution, so I do apologize. But as you can see here, there are two 2021 Brady Absolute Explosive GOLD Tom Brady's listed on Probstein at the same time. One raw, one in a PSA 7 slab. And unfortunately, both are numbered 2 out of 10. I don't know why I said unfortunately, but it's not a good look. You guys get the idea. Now, the first question you guys will ask, well, are these different parallels? Are they in fact the same card? I'm fairly certain there is no other out of 10 in absolute football. I think this is the only one. So this is 2 out of 10. This one is also 2 out of 10. You can see they are the same card, but there's a few other elements you can check to make sure they are the same card. As you can see on the front of the raw copy, there's a bit of corner damage there in the bottom left. Now, I can't show you this on eBay, but you can sort of see the white corner down there. I've opened this image in a new window just by going like that. And as you can see over here, if we scroll down, you can see that same little white in the corner. And this gets a little bit more interesting when you look at the back of the card too. Sorry for the video playing. You can see here that it appears to be some chipping up here on the very top of the card, and then also some whiting down in the bottom left corner as well, and some a little bit in the bottom right corner. Now, if we go to this card, come over here, now we open this in a new window just like I did for the other one, you can see here that those two damages in those two spots exist in this card as well. If we go back to the first card, you can see they're right there above the flag. Again, come over here, right there above the flag. So it is the same card, a little bit of whiting in the bottom left corner. Now, this is, again, very interesting. So some people are out there saying, well, okay, is Probstein aware of this? And if they are, have they listed both cards at the exact same time to try and maximize the amount of money they can get, i.e., whichever one sells for more, they're just going to cancel the other order and then sell the one that sells for a higher amount. Which, again, in my opinion, if that was true, that's very, unacceptable, because, you get these eBay sellers all the time complaining about buyers that don't want to follow through on a deal. To have something like that intentionally done is, very disappointing. One thing I should have also mentioned is one of these cards is listed under trading card singles, I believe, in all sports, and then the other one is listed under football directly, which again is a little bit strange, giving like two different details. So does that mean it was intentional to try and hide them in two different paths so people weren't aware? I don't know. In terms of some of the other questions that could be asked, this could have happened from a consignor's perspective, right? Maybe Probstein just isn't aware, and their checks and balances that they have in place when they do go to list a card hasn't been done, right? So maybe the person has wised up and said, you know what, I'm just going to list both. I've got a photo of what it was like before I sent it to PSA. I've got a photo after. I'm going to list both, send them to Probstein, and then just see what happens there. But some of you might be asking a question already about that, right? Because it's my understanding that your cards have to be in the hands of Probstein before they go about listing your card on their, website. So that would mean that Probstein would have had to receive duplicates of these cards to list them. Now, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about them actually needing the cards in hand. If they don't need the cards in hand, because I haven't consigned with them before, so I'm not 100% sure on the process. Everything I've researched before doing this video implied that they needed to receive your cards before they did list them. But if they haven't listed them, then it's obviously on the seller. The actual person who sent it in to be consigned has done the dirty deed here. But at the same time, one would expect a platform like Probstein to do a little bit better. And now, I know we're probably expecting too much of these guys because, as we've seen in the past, there's so many patch shop cards, fake cards that get listed on their platform that eventually get taken down. That implies they're maybe not doing a huge amount of due diligence on the authenticity of the cards in question or whether things are already listed. But this kind of thing goes back to the stuff I call for, all the time within the businesses of this hobby, right? The pillars of this hobby. They need to uplift their control process. They need to uplift like the service that they're offering to us as customers. This is a very basic check that they should be implementing, in my opinion, before the cards get listed on their website or get listed on their eBay platform. It's just not good enough, this kind of mistake, right? It's not good enough. So you've either got an instance where the consignor, the person who sent it into Probstein, is trying to take advantage of someone. Probstein themselves are doing something very, very dodgy here. Or Probstein is just clueless to the whole situation. They've missed the thing completely. Each are pretty poor. Each are not overly surprising given some of the issues we've seen with their platform in the past. But again, this is an opportunity for them to improve, right? If they do see this video or people do flag it with them, they can see it and then try and uplift their process, because that's all I want for us as a collector and enthusiast at the end of the day, right? I want our hobby to be better. This is a way for them to do that. Again, it's just pretty crazy, right? And I'm shocked that they've missed this, right? If that is what happened. And if I go back to this, right, you look here, It almost looks like the slab was photoshopped out. I'm not sure if this is a scan before the card was graded. It could go either way, but there looks to be some, like there's two lines here that run down that almost look like it's this part of the slab. So I don't know what's happened, like this part of the slab here. So again, some of this stuff you can't hide when you're trying to scan it, like that line right there, but I'm curious to see it's not there. So maybe it is a photo from before it got slabbed, they just haven't picked up on it. It's pretty crazy in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Just thought I would flag that with you. Let me know if you have seen it before, because like I said, I have heard of this stuff happening in the past. I've just never seen it. So the fact we're seeing it now, and they are in fact the same cards as I just showed you, is pretty, eye-opening in my opinion. They need to be doing better. This stuff's not good enough, right? If Probstein have missed this, or they've been intentional in trying to deceive people by listing both at the same time, that's not a good look, right? You've got these sellers all the time on eBay complaining about people that buy cards and then don't pay. Now the shoe's on the other foot and you're okay with it because you want to maximize the sale you're getting. That's not good enough. And if it's not Probstein directly, because we can't tell what's actually happening here, right? These are just, assumptions based on the facts that we do know that two cards, they're identical, are listed at the same time. If it's on the seller, the person who's consigned it and has done this, don't be somebody that then complains when you've got a buyer that doesn't pay, right? Because you're doing the same thing to somebody. Imagine being the person that buys, the PSA 7 copy, because that's obviously going to sell for less because people like to buy raw cards. You're going to be pretty upset when you see that it sold and somebody else got it and they just decided to cancel your transaction so they can make more money. Especially if you PC Tom Brady or this is a pretty cool card for your PC, right? It's shit. I hate this sort of stuff that happens. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.